Welcome to Family Basics 101. I'm Dr. Bruce McClure, and as we begin the new series entitled Home Life, we're going to look at 5 components of home. First, we will define home. Second, we will talk about the family makeup. Third, we will look at family relationships more specifically. Fourth, we will look at family outreach. And then finally, we will talk very specifically about family recreation. So let's begin the five-part series by first talking about what is home. Most people, even most Webster dictionaries or just standard sources of definitions, will simply say home is a place for residency or domicile. In other words, home is where your address is. Home is where you receive your mail. A familiar or an anticipated setting, some will define as home. It's the place that you are most familiar with. It is the place that you can anticipate going at the end of a day. It's the place that you can anticipate being welcome. So home is looked at first as a place that is residency or where you primarily spend your time. And then secondly, it's looked at as the place that you or the person who inhabits the home is familiar. Also, it's considered the place where people who have affections, people who are nurtured, will also abide. So home is not just the residence, nor is it just the setting that is familiar, but it's also looked upon as the place for affection and the place where nurturing is expected to take place. In order to put that definition into action, there first must be a competent builder for the home. The Hebrews call this the bana. It's the person or the group that is responsible for constructing the domicile place. This is the one who builds the establishment. Now, although you have the residency, or one may have a familiar or an anticipated setting, keep in mind someone has to construct it. Homes do not just pop up. Homes are not created by themselves. This is the one who builds the establishment. So you have the home, the location, but every location by nature dictates that someone takes the responsibility to establish it. This is the one who, in some cases, rebuild the establishment. Home has to either be constructed or it must be reconstructed. The residency of domicile must be in place. Once the physical structure is completed, then it must have occupants. So you have the definition of this is the residency, this is the domicile. This is the anticipated setting. And then you understand, okay, this is the person or these are the people who constructed the edifice. But what good is the edifice except the edifice that was constructed by someone or a group of people? What if that beautiful residency is not occupied? Once the physical structure is completed, there must be occupants in order for the home to become an occupied home. Now, once the home is occupied, you must have a blueprint for the home. Not just to structure the home, not just to erect the home, but the structured edifice must have a plan that is designed for specific purposes. Why was this residency constructed? What was in the mind of the people who built it? What was their vision for the occupants of the structure? There are 5 factors that hopefully will be factored into the construction of every home. Number 1, safety. If that home is not a safe place, then that home that was constructed can be a place of pain and reckless endangerment of its occupants. Secondly, that home must have durability. It's not a tent. It is a place that is constructed for long-term occupancy. Third, that home must be functional. If the home is constructed and it serves a purpose that really does not fit the people in the home, then the home may be beautiful, it may have a good construction blueprint plan, but at the end of the day, the greater question will still be, how functional is the home? Fourth, that home must have value. No one buys property, no one constructs a home with the expectation of it depreciating in value. We always want property to appreciate. So the occupants of a home should anticipate and expect that their domicile is going to continue to increase in value. And then fifth, there must be legality of ownership. That home that you occupy, that home that was constructed, must be your home. Everybody's home does not belong to everybody. Your home has regulations and rules that are designed specifically for the occupants. Every home is tailor-made. Every occupant of a home is different than the occupants of their next door neighbors. So when you define your home, make sure it is defined by your occupants, and make sure it is designed and built according to the specific plans of the residents under your domicile. Now, in the book of John, chapter 20 and verse number 10, every person has a home definition, and unless each individual occupant understands and know what their home definition is, then they could actually keep searching for a home and never find it. Then the disciples went again unto their own home. Jesus has 12 apostles, and he has a multitude of people following him. But once they dispersed from the gathering with Jesus, the text really says each one of the disciples would disperse, and they went away. Where did they go? They went to a place of safety, a place of durability, a place that was functional, a place that had value, and a place that was rightfully theirs. And whenever they went home, there was a sense of familiarity with where they went. There was an anticipation of what to expect upon arrival. And they also went with the anticipation of being received affectionately and to get the proper nurturing once they arrived at their home. I'll see you back in class again tomorrow. Don't be late and don't skip class.